This girl went viral because she wanted the baby shower gift back after her friend had a miscarriage. And I want to know your thoughts.
Would we? Are we capable?
Can you pull that up?
Well,
do you know what was given?
Like, I mean, it's like you're just gonna keep like an empty cradle at your house, like
right? Like it's like I might as well get my money back.
Yeah,
you're doing them a favor.
Want it. Yeah, it's like I don't want to be reminded of this every second.
Okay, so like I
knew we'd both be capable.
I know, like.
So you don't think that she's necessarily wrong?
Well, how did she ask for it? Give it back.
The first
Look,
one.
it's
so we know you have some extra time now, okay?
It's certainly a tricky situation. There's no doubt about that.
Okay, it's a $400 baby shower gift after a miscarriage. And the $400, do they say what it was? Okay. Last week, a woman on Reddit sparked a debate after starting a thread. Blah, blah, blah. The user began by explaining that the woman she gave the gift to is a long-term family friend of her husband's. And the baby shower registry is a gift around...
the thing that really sucks.
So awesome. This lady definitely orders fettuccine.
She's saying that both the man and the woman are like they make over six figures.
Who?
How did she ask?
Not her. Not the
recipient.
Yeah, the recipient. Her and her husband
can she
do
be called
well.
A recipient if it fell out?
I do think you kind of cannot.
The Lord already took the gift back from her.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And the thing that sucks is if you had a baby shower and then a miscarriage, that was probably a really late miscarriage.
Yeah.
Which is very traumatizing.
It is.
It's really f***ed up.
Or what if this woman knew she had a history of miscarriages, so she's like, I'm going to have this baby shower early so I get these presents.
Interesting. It's a whole scandal.
How did she ask for it? She was doing like a TikTok talking shit or something?
It's not, she says, it's not something she can use for her older kid. Okay, so basically she's saying if it's going to sit in a box in her attic for years, that's where we're getting stuck.
Oh my God.
It's just it's like it's a gentle nudge, like, hey.
I think some things in life you gotta take the loss. Like once you spend the money, you gotta just know no matter what, it's not coming back.
Yeah.
But I get it. It does really suck because $400 is a lot.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? ZocDoc is a free app. You can find amazing doctors and book appointments online with thousands of top-rated patient-reviewed doctors and specialists. Go to ZocDoc.com/trash and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/trash, ZocDoc.com/trash. Go to drinksimplispiked.com/TrashTuesday to find out how to get your hands on new Simply Spiked Peach. That's drinksimplispiked.com/TrashTuesday. Flavored beer, naturally flavored with other natural flavors. Simply Spiked Co., Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Celebrate responsibly. Simply Spiked is a trademark of the Simply Orange Juice Company. Order your THC products from Mood today. For 20% off your first order and free gummies, go to HelloMood.com and use promo code TRASHTUESDAY. That's HelloMood.com, promo code TRASHTUESDAY for 20% off your order and free gummies.
Hey Sluggies, and happy birthday, America. What a fun episode we have today. I'm so excited to tell you, I am still on the road. I love coming and performing for you guys. I'm getting my special ready, so my jokes are getting so good, and I cannot wait for you to see them. You can see me next in South Carolina in Greenville, July 28th and 29th. I will be in my hometown of Philadelphia, August 11th and 12th. Come to that one. It's going to be wild. Bring me a cheesesteak. I'm going to be in Calgary at the Outdoors Comedy Festival with Andrew Schultz, August 27th. And in San Francisco at Cobb's Comedy Club, September 15th and 16th. And Austin, Texas, October 6th and 7th. There's also a bunch more dates being added. So go to AnnieLetterman.com/shows. And also every Thursday is my solo podcast, Annie Wood, where you can hear updates on my life and other weird little things. All right, guys, I'll see you later.
Hi, Slugs. I'm back on the road doing stand-up. It's so much fun. And this month I will be in New York City. I will be at Joe's Pub, July 19th through 23rd. We added a show on Sunday. I can't wait to see you guys there. And in September, I'll be in DC and then Boston at the Wilbur Theater. And I'm also going to be in Madison, Wisconsin, Detroit, Chicago, and San Diego. I cannot wait to see you guys. Get tickets at EstherOnIce.com. I love you. You're my best friend. Okay, bye. Welcome to the AI robot themed episode that will blow your mind about how futuristic we all are.
Yeah, we're looking towards the future.
Well, your nipples are.
I want to
Sure.
Well, one is looking to the past and one is to the future.
I know, I can't see where they are.
Now,
I think we got the bit, right? I don't have to do it.
This isn't exactly how I pictured sexy robots, but it's not the worst case scenario.
No, the what I thought was gonna happen was they were gonna like fashion like boxes together and like, you know, there's like those like, what are those tubes for? And then you put them over the arm,
like what they use for
like installation tubes.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
What our parents used to dress us up for Halloween when they didn't want to buy us a costume. Get cardboard boxes and tell us what we are.
Well, my mom hand sewed all of my costumes, so I can't really relate to that.
Did she ever sew you into a costume? Did she ever sew your skin into
Wait
it?
a second, let me get this straight. The mom who neglected you.
But she was busy sewing and ignoring
Hand
her.
sewed all of your Halloween costumes.
That's correct. Yes, Your Honor. That is correct.
Do you know what you wish she had said to you? What do you wish that your mom had done differently? I'm with you because we all have like some shit.
Thank you.
No,
I know you'll. We know the story.
No,
she was a perfect
Housewife.
a Martha, and from Handmaid's Tale, and she's a great mom. I love her. She read to me, so I know
Oh God. Did she teach you to read?
I know your parents withheld reading from you.
They were busy reading.
They wouldn't allow you to read.
I think it's so cute that your mom is like a legitimate writer and like you kind of can't read.
I know. It's twisted. It's twisted. But I would go into her bed and she would tell me the story of the book that she was reading. She would like tell me what was happening.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, that sounds fun.
I loved that.
Oh my God, I would love
It was almost like TV. It was like, oh, okay, I get like the TV version. I don't have
that.
to do
Cliff
this.
Notes too.
That's so soothing when anyone that you love like explains something to you. I've noticed like since my dad is older, if I go to a restaurant with him and he's like all confused, like 'cause he's never been there before, he loves it so much when I'm like, okay, here's this on this section, like the pizzas are here, you can get this. Like people.
Where are you taking him? As a Cheesecake Factory, to be honest? It's a very overwhelming menu.
Speaking
It is.
of-
Wait a second. I want to get into this.
Yeah, no, I have a lot to say about Cheesecake Factory. So you just pause right there.
Well, no, like I have no objections to their interior design. I think it's actually quite impressive what they do. Like it's super, everything about it I don't give a shit about except for the fact that like the menu is everywhere. There's too much. There's too like option paralysis.
Okay, yes, that's like a very basic first level complaint about Cheesecake Factory, and I understand it. We've all had it.
She's coming for you.
But more importantly, nothing is good truly but the cheesecake. That's my biggest complaint.
I've
Okay.
enjoyed many of things.
I will say this because I actually very much agree with both of you. There's like a distinct line in my life before and after learning that Cheesecake Factory was not good, but like up until like 24, I thought it was the nicest restaurant that you could ever go to. I thought every single meal was the best version of it. I loved all the choices. And then when I started dating Dave, I was like, we were in my hometown. I was like, we could go to the Cheesecake Factory, and he like,
I think there's no like income bracket or anything.
it defies income.
I think it is like just on the sheer options alone. The fact that one person can go get like an angel-haired shrimp pasta and the other one can get nachos or what, it's like this is.
Well, now I'm like, what's going on in that kitchen? If they
No, it's all frozen.
I'm like,
everything's
that's right.
disgusting and frozen. Like that's what I think. Like it's got to just be like huge freezer space.
That's okay. So when I worked at Hard Rock Cafe for 2 months before they opened and got fired before,
Did you want to clarify that it wasn't you? Like it wasn't the guest came in and went, we gotta
exactly before pre-guests,
They were like, we can't let the
I
guests
was
see you."
fired, but they freaking like big restaurants like that, they use microwaves. It's
Yeah.
frozen. Like it's bullshit. That's like that almost broke my heart more than like learning stuff
But
that's not real.
on the side of the high volume of the restaurant, think about how impossible that would be to be having fresh
But what is
produce and making a profit.
What were other
I'm
restaurants?
team Cheesecake Factory.
I'm in the
I'm
middle.
not. I think that it's just every time a Filipino auntie comes to America for the first time, it's always like, let's go to the Cheesecake Factory, because the perception or like the image of it on the other side of the world is like as bougie as it gets, right? Like before I came here, I used to think Kenny Rogers Roasters was like the bougiest thing I could go to. TGI
I've never
Fridays.
even heard of that place. Is that where you go and people are just mean to you? Tony Hinchcliffe brings you like a
Kenny Rogers.
Kenny
roasters?
Rogers had a restaurant chain in the Philippines, and it killed.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a line outside. It was such a big deal when it opened. Like we flew to a different city just to try it.
Did your dad look like Kenny Rogers?
A little bit with the white hair. Yeah.
Wait,
Do you have a beard, your dad?
He could have. Sometimes he did. When he
Yeah.
was depressed, he'd grow one.
did you have a restaurant where people were mean to you? Because we had that in Chicago. It was
Dick's.
we
But I
had
never went to it.
at DeBevick's, and that was like the most wait, of course I loved it.
Yeah.
Like that was my most fun. Maybe that was like my comedic origin story, was going to Ed DeBevick's and getting negative attention.
And it is true, like you're paying to get it. Yeah. So, like, you're like, what else can I possibly do?
I wonder, like, does it get sexual? Like, do some customers like pull their waitress aside and are like, here's $100.
Tell me how small my dick is.
Yeah, spit on my face.
Wait, what is that though? Like I would never go to a place like that. I'd be terrified. I'd go home so sad and cry.
Because it's like fun and it's something to do. I don't know. Like when
Well,
you
Esther
spend
just the most likes being made fun of
That-
than anyone on earth.
and also in the Midwest, when you're like a teenager, there's nothing to do. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
someone's gonna be mean to me.
Well, I always
Stranger?
wanted to work at one of those
Me
places.
too.
But I never wanted to be a customer at one. I was like, I know
We
my skill
experienced
set.
enough.
Yes.
You know, we weren't going to recreate our trauma at a restaurant when there's food involved.
Let's just say I like to dish it out as your waitress.
Can we, if we ever have a sleepover, have like a little role play moment where we don't know.
Your awareness that it might not happen now is actually
Wait,
comforting.
you need
'Cause
to hear
The
this.
hope has hurt.
Me and Khalyla are on a pretend date, and you're our server, and you're mean to us.
Oh,
I
we're
would
doing
do
this.
it. Yeah, let's do it right now.
Okay.
Bitch.
How many scenarios are we having at the sleepover? How many costumes
By the way, is
should
this
I
at
be
your
bringing?
house?
We can be anywhere.
Are we going to your parents' house?
I don't even fucking float that out there, because a sleepover at my parents' house in my parents' basement with you two. I mean, if you guys really want this show to be successful, like that spiritual things will happen.
Your mom will be like folding her clothes for us.
Wait, there is something really like what my favorite room in your home, even though all the rooms are like the interior design is incredible, by the way. It's like perfect mid-century. But my favorite room in your house is your actual bed. It's so comforting that all of your laundry is just like piled on top and you just sleep underneath it.
The one room where we have to keep the door closed, Dave doesn't let people.
I
see
don't
inside.
acknowledge that room as your bedroom because when I was the closest with you, that couch was your bedroom.
No, I know. I was going to say, that's
Yeah, I'm
technically
like,
Dave's bedroom.
Dave's full. That's his full. Those clothes are just Esther pretending to be next to him. She just stuffed it to look like a person was there. So-
But that's sort of a not a red flag, but something that kind of gives me pause. Like if I date a guy and I go to his home and everything is in its perfect
I can't
place,
stand that.
I feel so uncomfortable. So when I go into someone's home and things are messy and I can squat on the floor and I don't really need to give a shit and I open their fridge and shit's everywhere, there's comfort in that for me.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Oh, you don't want to go in and be like in trouble at someone's
Like
house.
with the Aesop like products perfectly lined up in their bathroom, like that is very American Psycho. And like this guy is gonna make my life like he's gonna complain about every sloppy thing that I do.
Yeah, why are you worried about where the DNA is in your house?
I know.
I guess you
Wait.
guys are not invited to my house.
Is it really clean?
Yeah.
Always.
Are you the one that keeps it clean?
Yeah. I don't, there's no blood or anything that I try to do.
Yeah.
No, but like, are you like how do you relax at home? Like,
I think because I work a lot at home, if everything is a mess, I can't focus, you know?
I just found out from my ketamine coach, whatever, I don't know what you call this lady, but she was like, I don't know who this woman is. She wandered off the street. I said, okay, yes, you're in charge. I will take the drugs. But she said that, because I'm really working on like calming my central nervous system, she said that being in clutter leaves you in a state of fight or flight, which makes so much sense. But I am too paralyzed to fix it.
Well, no, there's a difference between living in a certain amount of clutter. I do clean my room once a week. My sheets are changed every week. Every week, I cannot go with my sheets
Are
unchanged.
you serious?
Yeah, because I don't like being dirty. Like I have a
That's
hygiene
different
thing.
clean than
Right.
messy. No, you can be
Yeah.
messy and clean.
So I can be messy, but I'm really clean.
Right.
Like my
Yeah.
bathroom, my toilet is scrubbed once a week. Like there has to be some type
You
of deep
scrub your
cleaning.
toilet once
There
a
has
week?
to be. But
I
am
pay someone to
messy.
do it.
can't-
I pay someone to do it because when I see how they clean, after my cleaning lady comes over and she cleans, like the level of clean she does, I'm like, it's just not a possibility
Right.
for me. Like the list of things, it just wouldn't happen. So it's like, but she does scrub up.
But I think Fancy is right. Clean versus messy, two very different.
But I struggle with both because I mean, obviously you could just be like messy and have some like clothes on the floor that you could wear again that aren't like that like dirty or whatever. And then you can have like, you know, a tuna can that's open that's been sitting there and things are crawling in and out.
Oh yeah, it's a big no-no. Food in my bedroom not allowed.
My friend Rumi came over recently and she was like, well, okay, one thing to start is no fishwife in the bedroom. Okay, that was polite.
I'm actually surprised you didn't like do a full clean before she came over because she's so pretty.
She came over when my mom was in town and my mom was mid doing that. So
So you thought it would be good enough, but she hadn't quite. done
well,
it.
also it's like I am what I am. Like it's a mess. I'm messy, especially in that bedroom. It's not in good condition right
Well, don't you think that like we have in common that our moms like did everything for us?
Yeah.
And it is like, I'm not mad at my mom for that, obviously, but
It
very
just
hard.
makes it a very painful thing. Like it's not in our bodies, and so it's just harder, and it does us a disservice. It was like Khalyla was like, you know, beaten and
Had
stuff.
to work, yeah.
And so now look at her; she has a clean toilet every week. Like,
But I do have a question.
Do you have to put rock salt down while you kneel to clean the toilet? You
I have to like whip myself like every
have
five
to wear a swim
scrubs
cap to do it.
with my goggles and a snorkel. Oh my god, that's true. Wait, I have a question. What about tinned fish makes you think, I should eat this in bed?
well,
I think it's actually perfectly packaged for a bed snack myself.
Is it a bed snack? Is tinned fish a bed snack?
I have a good excuse. I think. Let me know. But it was like a travel snack, and so I was packing it. It was, it was in transition. It doesn't belong there, but it did stay there longer than it. Like I didn't put it away in the kitchen, which I should have done.
I went home with a guy once in New York. He was like a friend of a friend, and I had a crush on him. He was fat. He was like a fat, ugly guy, but he was very funny, which was like my type because it's kind of like the Captain Save-A-Hose. Like I had that, like where I was like, oh, I see that he's like hot, but no one else does.
I love that we all have this issue.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna be like the hottest girl he's ever had or whatever. And
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm like, he's not gonna be mean to me. He's not gonna talk shit on me. Because my whole thing is when I lost my virginity to my boyfriend in high school when I was 14, he told everyone I was like bad in bed. Like it was a waterbed. He told everyone that I fucked like a dead fish, like a fish wife. And which was just like, I mean, I'm swimming, sir. Sorry, I'm 14. But it was so like so then every time I like hooked up with someone, I was so afraid they were gonna like spread rumors about me or whatever.
That's very traumatizing.
So, but whatever. He ended up in jail because I framed him. No, but I went home with this guy and I was like, he's just a little rough around the edges. I like a chubby guy or whatever. His place was, and I'm a messy person, it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. And the fact that he didn't even try to clean it, and then he like wasn't that into me, like it was like so hurtful. Like I remember he was watching Tim and Eric. I just like stayed at his house and we watched Tim and Eric for like, a full day or something. And I just like I just started liking Tim and Eric again like 3 years ago. Like he ruined Tim and Eric for me. I was like, this guy was so mean to me.
I hate that.
He had BO too, and
BO is cute though if the person is nice, but to your point, the people who have been meanest to me have been ugly dudes I've hooked up with. There was this one guy I slept with who was a friend of a friend, and I honestly thought I was being so charitable because I'm like, there's
Yeah, I'm
no
not gonna
way
write this off on my
guy-
taxes.
Yeah, like there's no way this guy, like I knew the last girl he hooked up with, and like, I mean, I was like, there's no way in hell he's gotten any kind of pussy in the last like 6 years of his life. You know, I got a little tipsy. He was really nice at first. But the amount of things he said about me after he slept, also about my appearance, by the way.
Yes, I know it's so.
Like I was way out of his league, completely out of his league, to the point where my friends were like, Khalyla, are you sure you want to do this? I'm like, yeah. And I did. And he was like, oh, yeah, like her ass wasn't fat enough for me. Like so many complaints.
He's like, she's got
you
really
guys.
disgusting traps. It's like they're really chubby.
Big trap. She needs a little Botox on those traps, but like mean shit. And I was like, wait a second. Nice said this. His name was, just bleep that out. But I couldn't believe it. And so I think they're meaner.
Or they sense our arrogance and that pisses them off. Like they sense that we're coming in like, I could do whatever. It's like, and then they're like, I'm going to show this bitch, because they do show us.
Well, I think he's anticipating me saying, yeah, I went slumming. You think that's
But I think
it?
it's funny. I think it's funny. It's like Curb Your Enthusiasm funny when you go like cocky into a situation and the guy just completely has no interest in you. It happens to me all the time. It's like whenever I'm like, I got this.
Let me spin this for you guys in a way that you'll like. I think I really think this is that these men are so insecure and have such low self-worth that they know that you are so shiny and special and beautiful that they know, oh, I can't have this girl. Like I had a taste. I can't have her permanently. So they have to dig at you because they have low self-worth.
Well, what
But
if
Esther,
they
I
think
would-
we're bitches for coming in all cocky and thinking that they are fat? But they were objectively.
But
I mean, they're
also, I
fat.
would have
There's no-
slept with him multiple times. Like it could have been a thing if
But
I
maybe you
hadn't
didn't like
heard
your
through the
stinky
grapevine.
pussy,
No,
bitch.
No, he said my ass wasn't fat enough.
it's his insecurity about himself.
Or
Was he
maybe-
broke?
Is it healthy for us to think this or not?
I
Which
think
one's the
so.
healthiest way?
And I also don't think you went in there cocky. It's not like you were like, let me fuck you, you ugly pig. Like,
You might have liked that actually.
you were probably really
No, I actually really liked him and was like, oh my God, am I going to date this guy?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been on the hunt for a new doctor and you ask literally everyone you know for a recommendation and you go to that doctor and it's still not a great experience?
Yeah, because it's really hard to find doctors that will actually listen to you, actually take time with you, and also impossible to find specialists. That's why ZocDoc has fixed my life.
And it's great too because it's on an app. You can find out if they take your insurance. You can get appointments as soon as 24 hours. I've done it with a dentist. I've done it with a neurologist. It's been unbelievable. ZocDoc is my favorite app.
ZocDoc is a free app where you can find amazing doctors and book appointments online. We're talking about booking appointments with thousands of top-rated patient-reviewed doctors and specialists. You can filter specifically for ones who take your insurance, are located near you, and treat almost every condition you're searching for.
These docs all have verified reviews from actual real patients, not bots. And the average wait time to see a doctor booked on ZocDoc is between just 24 to 48 hours. That's it. And you can even score some same-day appointments.
No, ZocDoc rules.
And once
I had a toothache at 11 p.m. one night and I had a dentist appointment the next day.
That's amazing.
And the dentist was so awesome and it was like such a good experience. I love ZocDoc.
And once you find the doc you want, you can book them immediately, like Annie said, with just a few app taps. No more waiting awkwardly on hold with a receptionist.
Go to ZocDoc.com/trash and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/trash. That's ZocDoc.com/trash. ZocDoc.com/trash. Summer's coming up and life is infinitely more exciting when there are peaches involved. Wouldn't you say, Annie?
Oh, listen, I like them. I like to eat them. I like to chop them up. I like to get them in my DMs.
I like to suck on a peach.
And you guys, that's why we're brought to you by Simply Spiked Peach. From the makers of Simply Spiked Lemonade, Simply Spiked Peach is now available, 21 and over only, and it contains alcohol.
I don't drink, but I do notice the alcohol that is at people's barbecues that I go to, and it's so boring. So that's why I always bring Simply Spiked Peach. I'm like, look, Auntie Annie's here to throw down.
Wait, but Annie, do you know that they have the peach mango? This is it right here in my hand.
It has different peaches. It's like the best.
And you guys, it's so refreshing. All flavors of Simply Spiked are crafted with 5% ABV and 5% real fruit juice, squeezed then concentrated.
And this spring, Simply Spiked has introduced a new flavor that fans have been asking for since day one. Simply Spiked Peach. Pick up a variety pack today to try all 4 new fresh flavors. There's signature peach, strawberry peach, kiwi peach, and mango peach. And Simply Spiked Peach is the newest addition to the Simply Spiked family, joining Simply Spiked Lemonade, which broke the internet when it dropped last summer with its 4 bold and refreshing flavors. Lemonade, strawberry lemonade, blueberry lemonade, and watermelon lemonade.
It's so good.
Really?
Let me smell it.
It really is so good.
You guys go to drinksimplispiked.com/TrashTuesday to find out how to get your hands on new Simply Spiked Peach. That's drinksimplispiked.com/TrashTuesday. Flavored beer, flavored natural.
Drink it.
It smells so good.
It really smells good.
Oh, flavored beer, naturally flavored with other natural flavors. Simply Spiked Co., Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Celebrate responsibly. Simply Spiked is a trademark of the Simply Orange Juice Company.
What are your thoughts on financial slavery?
Explain.
There are men out there in real relationships, like married, who find women either not necessarily even cam girls. They find these relationships on the internet where a woman financially enslaves them, and they like the feeling of being like held, like the threat of being like, I gotta give it all to her in secrecy because I have a wife, I have kids, I have all of these things. And they're like just addicted to the feeling of being dominated financially.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I get it from like a submissive. I always think that too. Like, when I spend money on someone, it's kind of submissive of me. It's like, oh, you can have it. Like, so I kind of understand the angle there, but that is, I mean, that's cool for those girls. That's cool.
Bad for the wife and kids.
I think I've had boyfriends. So I've never dated someone who's like super rich, and I've dated guys that like have a lot of money, but they're not very generous.
Wait, that's a thing.
Yeah, where you're like, that's weird.
Dude, I dated a guy who was 15 years my senior.
They're always
made
older too.
$12,000 a day. I remember because I was his assistant and we opened the shop together. And
You dirty little bitch. Came into work like, hi, papa.
It's a shop girl. And he couldn't even spring like $60 a night for a Travelodge when we would travel like for work together.
But
and he would make
for
me sleep in the
yourself-
back of a fucking kitchen
But
of
he-
a
but
restaurant his friend owned. And I was like with all those Crisco boxes around. He made me shower at a 24-hour fitness because the place didn't have hot water. And so
Right.
like he was that fucking
But
cheap.
he paid for himself to have a nice place?
No, we would like sleep, and I'm just like, my eczema is flaring. You
Because
think we
mine
can stay
was
at the
more
Travelodge?
like, he didn't want to like, he would feel like I was like taking advantage of him or something. And I'm like, I'm like, I have no money. You have tons of money. This was when I was like so broke and I was dating this guy. And he got in a fight with me over, I had accidentally left my credit card at home when we were going to we were shopping for him for a thing that he wanted to do. So I went shopping with him, right? There was nothing I was getting out of this except I was just helping him, I was just getting like people pleaser
I hate this.
points. And you might know this story. And I was like, oh, I left my credit card, my debit card at my house. Can you get my parking? Not like we're valeting. Like, can you get my like $1 for 2 hours parking? He was like, this is it. I'm never spending another $1. I mean, I was literally there doing something for him. And I was so mad. I was like, just what the? But it was more of like the power thing. Like he was like, you can't take my money. And I'm like, what? Like when we go out to eat, when I'm helping you, if I'm working with something on you all day, with you on something all day, and then we go out to eat, like you aren't paying me. Like buy my meal. Buy my meal.
Yes.
I helped you. I was like your unpaid intern all day, basically. Buy my meal.
Side note, I would let Donut financially enslave me. Like, I want to be dominated by Donut.
That's not a good, that means she's got some expensive bills.
I just paid this past week $4,000 for diagnostics, and there is no diagnosis for my dog.
What?
Like, so owning a pet is financial slavery in California, in the United States. Yeah, it's like every tiny thing. If you choose to have a dog, unless, you know what I mean? Like, you just...
I want her to I want her to own my ass.
She does.
She does.
Okay. But like I want her to like
You want her to drive you around kind of too?
I want her to piss on my face. Like I love
That
her.
can easily be. We can do that.
I
Put a little
understand.
grass in your mouth.
I understand
A little grass patch?
That's great. She's having your mouth like this.
when men like want like a woman to dominate them, like I understand it.
Do you do the thing Whitney does where the whole face, you open your mouth and her whole head goes in your mouth?
No.
Yeah, Whitney really like tongues down.
I know she did that to one of my foster puppies, and I was like, oh, that
Yes,
one's got
Carbo.
worms.
Yeah.
That one's got worms. Careful. She's like, I don't care.
Do you guys, I need to ask you this. Do you think, I think about this all the time, do you think our dogs really love us, or are we just like their source of food and safety?
I think Randy loves me. He freaks out when I come home from the airport. And he misses
because
me when
you
I'm
feed
gone.
him.
You think I feed him?
That's funny. You don't feed him. You don't do anything for him. You guys are brothers. You guys are little siblings.
Todd's children.
Todd has all these frogs and shit. Now it's so annoying.
God,
I'm like, Todd, just more attention to us.
Todd
you have
having
us.
frogs is the best like storyline ever.
That's literally all anyone is now. It's like a terrarium dog.
Wait, Khalyla, do you think your dogs actually love you, or is it just like your
Yeah.
food? You do?
Yeah.
Can you tell me why?
They just do, Esther. It's
You
very
need
clear.
more therapy. Something's wrong with you.
I want to know that she's not a little like slave. Like we've captured them.
Why is it that after I feed my dogs and they've gotten everything they need from me, do they still want to be like pushed up against me and be
Yeah.
close and show me like affection?
Okay.
When their
yeah,
stomachs are full and they need nothing else from me, they still want to be close to me.
Okay.
I just can't believe it. Randy's just so cute. I can't believe him.
The
He's so
love is
cute.
I know it like I want to be
It's
staring at her
crazy.
all day. Something is really going
Everything
on.
looks like him. Everything I say, I'm like, I look like Randy right now, Esther. It's so insulting. Like, ew.
Do you guys watch any Shira videos? Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Yes.
I saw this clip of her. She's this woman who gives basically like life dating like advice. And she's incredible and she's so no bullshit. But she was talking about like Ratchet foods you shouldn't order on a date. Or is it on a first date or at a
Don't say
restaurant?
beans.
No, I saw this clip and I literally was like, I knew what the first one was going to be because it was something that my sister orders. And I'm like, please don't let it be what my sister gets. And it was fettuccine Alfredo. It was the first on her list. Do not order this on a date. It's a Ratchet food. I forgot the other ones though.
That is like because when you eat fettuccine Alfredo, it like splatters too. It's like not like a hot thing to eat in front of someone on a first date.
I don't even know why, but instinctually I knew it was going to be that. And I don't have an explanation why it's
I
Ratchet.
think it's because it's a very like basic introductory type of pasta that's on every menu in existence,
like
even
getting
mall
pad thai.
food.
Oh, well, one time,
Yeah.
Dave and I took my sister to an Italian restaurant that was pretty nice. They didn't have it on the menu, and she asked if they could make it for her, and we did. And that experience just lingering in my life, I knew that was going to be on there.
Should have taken her to Cheesecake Factory.
She loves Cheesecake Factory.
Guys, I was looking at my phone earlier. I wanted to explain to you why. I got a comment. I did Josh Potter's podcast, and someone wrote a comment on it. This was like 4 weeks ago, and they said, I went to a Halloween party at the College of Santa Fe, and I swear Annie was there. It was like 20 years ago. I was dressed like a slutty robot with a dryer tube for my wang. Okay. And this dude said, hey, you got to meet my friend. And he introduced me to a girl that had star-shaped tinfoil nipple pasties. He tried to get us to hang out because we kind of matched. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm keeping the dream alive. And I'm like, oh no. That's me.
Really?
Just pasties?
I don't remember these things. And then, they said it was a robot party. And I was like, I don't have a robot costume. So I was called Flashing Annie in college. I was always flashing my boobs. So I just went topless and just had pasties.
Super cute.
I love that a YouTube commenter found you.
They found me.
I feel like you guys need to
No.
rekindle. No.
Oh God. Here's your next Julie commercial.
Wait, let's go back to Ratchet foods.
Yeah.
Because I want to know, like, what other foods do you guys think would be Ratchet to order on a first date?
One time I went out with my manager, my old manager, and I ordered a lobster.
Okay, I feel like that's
And
good.
cracking open a lobster in front of someone, it was just us. And I was like, and I just like got in this big deal. And I was like, and he was paying for it. So I was like, and it really was pretty
Wait,
disgusting.
lobster is incredible because they never even put the price. If it's a fancy place, they put MP.
But you look like trash. Here's the thing. It's like a high class immediately to trash. I mean, there's just stuff all over your face. You're like sucking the little legs and stuff.
I wanted to read you guys something that
What other foods do you think?
Now I literally can't think, like, I don't know.
But I think like pad thai, if you go to like a Thai restaurant, you order pad
thai.
thai, it's like, it's not bad, but you're just like, you're not exciting.
You're not showing that you have, like, world experience.
Or that you're willing to try things.
or like you're only ordering the pad thai and then the satay,
Yes.
like just the skewers and then that's it.
Yeah.
You gotta
sign on my order.
Dude, oh my god!
cleaning your
Can I
house.
tell you guys what Fancy ordered at McDonald's drive-through? Like when we all went to order as a family. You guys,
Bobby already grilled me for this.
What did
I
he
mean,
get?
a burger, but no tomatoes, no lettuce, no nothing, just the bread and the meat and nothing else. And it's the longest order because it's like
Is it because it's too dirty if the other things are on it?
No, I'm picky.
I mean,
like
not just
sausage.
picky, you guys. Like he eats two things and two things only.
Right.
That's scary.
What do you
I-
get from McDonald's?
Probably a quarter pounder with cheese or a bigger nugget, like not a Happy Meal size, but 6
20.
to 8 to 20.
I've not gotten a 20 piece.
Definitely extra sweet and sour sauce. Fries, obviously.
Fries and sweet and sour sauce.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
They used to give honey. They used to have little honey, and I like to dip the fries in honey. That was my thing when I was a kid.
I hear you on that, but for me, the sweet and sour sauce is like, it's my whole spirit. I think
Are
getting
you
sweet
a
and sour
filet of
sauce is
fish? Would
Ratchet.
you do filet of fish?
I've had it, but I don't like
It's
the
fish
tartar
sticks.
sauce.
Okay.
It's fine. But yeah, sweet and sour sauce feels Ratchet to me.
Have
at
you guys heard
McDonald's.
of this restaurant that was fake, completely fake? It's a very high-end fake restaurant that's a journalist created, and they did exactly what you guys were describing. He created this hype, took pictures of great food, and then he was just microwaving that whatever
Yeah.
he got at the supermarket. But people, because the experience and everybody gave great reviews and thought the experience was great, so that kind of like he did it to demystify a little bit the culture of this.
That is
Okay,
my
that
worst
is-
fear.
But also, this is what Bobby and I argue about all day long. Like, so he's a guy who cares about like reputation, ambiance, like the whole experience. Like, I go into places, like, I don't care if they serve my food with a fucking like rat on top of it. Like, if the food is fucking good, it's good. I don't care if
Right.
parking was shit. I don't care if the service was bad. Like, I objectively just want to try the food. So when I see Yelp reviews, which is like a super like chuggy thing,
Mhm.
but like I never trust like how many stars. That's why 3.5 stars I think is the sweet spot we said
Yeah.
for certain places, because it's like people are like, just tell me if the food
If
is
the
good or
food
not.
doesn't taste good, I don't. Yeah,
I'm out.
I want good taste.
But they did this with Payless, didn't they?
Really?
Yeah, they had this fake new like branded shoe that was hyped over weeks and weeks and weeks, and they did like a pop-up, and these shoes were like $500, but really they were just all Payless shoes, and everyone was like, these are extra comfortable and I really feel the quality of these
My
shoes, but
God,
they were
my-
$20
But by the way,
shoes.
work
Payless
here.
is actually expensive for what it is.
It
I
used to be
believe
much
you.
cheaper though.
Payless, like I was always like this. It kind of reminds me of like IHOP, where you're like, why are you're competing with Denny's right now? Like Denny's is like giving you everything. Okay.
I feel like that about Target. It's like things at Target. Well, I mean, everything is expensive because of inflation right now, but I definitely feel like Target is not cheap.
Target's never been cheap.
Yeah.
Target's expensive. At least I think so. The everything there is expensive to
Yeah.
me.
I'm so afraid of like being tricked in that way because I will go to a restaurant and I will like. The problem is that any bread, any cheese is good. So like when I'm at a nice restaurant and I'm just loving their bread and cheese,
You're afraid it's like Wonder Bread.
well, I'm just like, how big of a deal is this really? It's fucking bread. Like anyone can do. Like, I don't know. I just think that's why I like when a restaurant does a vegetable or a salad really good, because I'm like, that is impressive to me. But if you're like making the world's best grilled cheese, like anyone can make that. It's just bread and cheese. It's amazing.
I like any food that's good, but if you give me something overcooked, like it's gonna just be like I want my money back. Like I really like an overcooked like salmon or an overcooked steak. It's like it's not edible.
How do you get salmon wrong? Is my question. It's like it's quick, guys. Like it's a quick cook. Like
when it's like
it?
like I'm like ew, it's like dry. It's unacceptable.
Salmon's
but everything
one of
else I
the
don't
easiest
care.
things to cook. Like,
Okay,
you
the
can't
other
fuck that
thing
up.
is if a place is like, we make the best burger, I'm like, Burger King is so fucking good. Like, how is it that much better than Burger King? I could just go to Burger King.
Can I
Are you
make a
still
confession?
Monty's-ing?
What?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, you.
Are you still going to Monty's?
No, no. I'm way
Over
out of the
vegan
vegan.
shit, yeah.
What?
I have a confession that might like really upset you, but I've actually never had Burger King burger
Really?
like in my life.
You would love a Whopper Jr.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never had a Whopper in my life.
Guys, I like In-N-Out. I'm sick of people not liking it.
I love In-N-Out.
Excuse me.
I don't know if I'm talking about
doesn't
you,
like
but I mean, it's just
In-N-Out?
like other people don't
No,
like
I
it.
want name names.
But those are just the naysayers who just kind of want to knock your
And
joy.
I like those fucking weird, shitty little flash fried potato. Like the fries are like so like they sliced a potato and just made fries out of them. It's just everything tastes good as hell.
Everything's
there.
great there.
Yeah, I love
and I believe that the Whopper is delicious. In fact, like I haven't had a shitty fast food burger or a fast food item. Like everything is good.
Yeah, that's why I understand how that guy got away with like scamming people, because food, if it's like fat and salt, it tastes good. It doesn't have to be anything special.
On the Who is America, the Sasha show that I worked on back in the day, we did one prank where we told Sasha dressed up like a chef, and he told this food critic that the food that he was eating was like a dead person, that it was a person, and that the family had like donated the body, and the guy was like savoring it. He was like,
Ew.
it was really
that's so dark.
really funny.
That is so dark. I came across this post on Instagram. I don't know how real this is, but it seems like a Reddit post. And it says, "How do I stop my husband from going goblin mode during sex? My husband says goblin mode activated when we start." My husband says goblin mode activated when we start having sex. He growls and acts like a caveman, and then says goblin mode off when we stop, and then pretends to not know what I'm talking about when I ask him about it.
That is absolutely unacceptable.
It's not okay.
Have you had a partner go in and out of character like without your permission?
Fuck no. Have you?
No.
Have you? I feel like you have. Come on. We know.
It's like you bang actors. These are actors. This is theater majors. This is what it is. It's like theater majors that didn't pursue their dreams. And then they got to get it out somewhere, and you're like, oh my God, I guess this is a one girl show because I'm the only one in the audience.
Wait, what is goblin mode? Like, what does he do, you think?
It sounds like,
Just puts on a voice that's so unhot.
well, or is he like,
Gobbling around.
going?
Is he just growling?
It's at least goblin mode sounds like you're excited and energized, and you're gonna be going down there for a while.
Okay, so I do. There's two things I think here. One is yes, that's so annoying because it's like unhot what he's doing. But also, if you love him and you married him, it's like, can't you just like try to?
No.
Because Todd does annoying things, not during sex, but like Todd will like. He'll start like saying a thing that he saw in a meme over and over again. And when I start to get
What?
annoyed,
Wait.
like he'll be like, there was like this video about this kid that like, he's like, I love chicken. So then Todd will just start saying chicken. And it's like, okay.
During sex?
No.
Oh, I was
But I'm just saying this can relate. This can relate, where it's like,
I know what you
think,
mean. It's
right?
like
And it's like,
earworm
and
for
I
them.
want to be like, I hate you. Like, I want to be like, I hate, please stop doing this. And it's annoying. And then when I just leaned into it, it's like, he never annoys me now. Like, I just was like, oh, I love him and he wants to say chicken and he can say chicken.
But could you, because there's something about sex that I feel like, because that, I understand that, but sex, like, there is a compatibility element where like in that zone, in that specific act, you kind of need to be on the same page. And it sounds like these two are just so clearly incompatible. They're in different worlds.
But they're married, so there was a compatibility. So I think that it's like you do have control over if you let go of your weird thing. I think you can think your partner's hot, even if they're doing goblin. But also, I think this is what I used to do. when people, if you kind of overdo it to them, like, so if she came in and was like, Goblin mode back or whatever, he would probably be like, oh, like.
Of course, the guy would be like, ew, you're disgusting.
Yes, just do it back to him until he stops.
Hey, that's really good advice. I didn't write that, okay? Like, no one's gone goblin mode on me, I think.
We don't think they did.
Oh, now I want it.
Nah, nobody thinks that. You just say it like that to you. You're like, ew.
Okay, so I recently posted the video of us from our show, a clip where we're talking about, choking in sex. You thought I said insects.
Was I the only person?
You weren't. I, in fact, showed it
Did I
to
not make
Dave.
an incest joke after that?
I don't know.
It was lost. I lost that one.
But Dave literally goes, oh, you choking insects. And I was like, okay, wow.
Thank God.
Dave and Khalyla, like. But so one of Dave's friends, this writer, Steve Healy, saw it. And then he came upon this amazing, I think culturally shifting concept, or he pointed out a flaw in our culture, which is that choking, we call it choking during sex, but it's not choking, it's strangling.
Strangulation.
Like choking is there's something caught in my throat.
Oh.
But all of our culture calls this choking, and it's literally strangling. So we have to correct that. We have to go back in time and edit and
scarier, because here's the thing: strangling is scarier.
It's like
That's
murdery.
a scarier word.
No, I know, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's like sexual strangulation.
Yes. SS.
SS Trooper.
But this is whoever invented
She
choking
forgot.
during sex is an idiot and used the wrong word.
Yeah.
So
Good one.
yeah.
Good one, not you. Someone else's take that you brought to the podcast. Good one, Steve. What's his name, Steve?
Yeah.
Is it Dave's nightmare that his colleagues are watching you? Do
Yes,
this
of
episode?
course.
And then commenting like, "Hey, I saw this. I have a take."
100%.
Well, whether you're new to cannabis or an old pro, are you guys old pros?
I am old, yeah.
I am a new pro.
I think you are a new pro.
I am a new pro to cannabis.
I'm an ex-pro. There's no denying that many of the products on the market seem iffy at best. And when you want to relax, iffy is the last way you want to feel. Mood puts an end to guessing games. It's 100% federally legal Delta 8 and Delta 9 THC. You can have shipped straight to you. No doctors, no waiting, just affordable legal THC. For a limited time, Mood is giving our listeners free Delta 9 gummies and 20% off your first order. Visit hellomood.com and use our code TRASHTUESDAY.
So the experts at Mood have tested and tailored different strains for specific moods. They have Energize for when you're ready to seize the day, My Favorite Creative to get inspired and just mentally stimulated, Focus, which is perfect for getting into the zone.
You already know which one mine is, right?
Yours is Erotic.
Thank you.
And maybe Sleepy.
Thank you.
Or social, so we can finally get you to come out of your house.
I also love Body Soother, when I'm sore at night.
Oh my God, from doing nothing?
I get, yes, from laying in my
existing.
bedpan. I need Body Soother. However you like to take THC, Mood has you covered. Great for both beginner and veteran users, or if you're somehow both a beginner and a veteran like me. Ready for a good time without the guesswork? Order your THC products from Mood today. And for 20% off your first order and free gummies, go to hellomood.com and use promo code TRASHTUESDAY. That's hellomood.com, promo code TRASHTUESDAY for 20% off your first order. That's hellomood.com, promo code TRASHTUESDAY for 20% off your order and free gummies.
Free gummies, baby.
Are you a person who returns things after ordering from Amazon? Do you repackage it,
Oh, God.
print the label,
That
and
is
then
a pipe dream. I get things. I'm always like, I'll just order extra. I'll return it.
I order twice sometimes. Accidentally I order two. It's I have two of some really expensive things and I just can't.
The psychology of this, they know what they're doing. They know we're never going to return it. It's so hard to return things. Am I wrong?
I did it for the first time this week. I returned a headboard.
You got a headboard on Amazon?
I did because
Okay.
it's for a extra room that I don't really care about. And I got the wrong size and I was so angry at myself and I returned it. I
It's an
didn't
annoying
pack it up
package.
myself though, and I didn't drop it off myself.
Who
I
did
asked
it?
someone else to. I just printed the label. I printed the label. I sent
made
it to their
Jules do it?
email and they dropped it off for me. Poor
Jules
Poor
gets to
Jules.
work.
Poor Jules.
Returns are like, that's probably the biggest issue, second to climate change. Actually, no, bigger than climate change.
Similar too, because of all the boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
involved.
for our age group is like us thinking that we'll be able to do returns and then not. I'm gonna run on this platform.
Well, I feel
I want to ask you guys this question. So you remember how we had that episode where the boot that I just bought had 2 nails sticking
Yes.
upward and it impaled my foot?
Yes, and you still wore it as some weird Filipino thing.
As
Got
a
off on it?
crucifixion
Yes.
You had to go to the bathroom and jerk off.
with
Esther
you
slid off the
with you
couch.
guys. They didn't give me they didn't allow a return because they have an overall store policy of like no returns, which I didn't know about. I didn't know that stores did this. But apparently they're like, no, like you can't. I'm like, no, you actually impaled, like, you see these nails? And she touched them. She was like, yep, they're there. She's like, I'm sorry, like that's just our store policy. And I've never been madder, you guys. I was like, look at the holes in my
I
feet.
know that's not okay.
Like I have holes in my feet.
We gotta sue them.
We have a lawsuit here.
We have a lawsuit.
But they said nothing, and they were like, here's some store credit. I'm like, I don't shop here regularly.
But here's what it is. This is what it is. Because in their defense, they're such a costume-y. Can I say the brand? Do you care?
I don't care.
It's Dolls Kills. It's all costumes. So it's like a place where people must wear it once and then return it all the time.
Yeah,
You know
so
what
I
mean?
understand that. But in this
But it's
case,
no.
I
If
was
there's
like,
no, fuck that.
and it wasn't necessarily, it wasn't exactly cheap. It was like $200.
Yeah, no,
so
it's
I'm
unacceptable.
like, no, I would like my money back if that's okay. But it's not her fault either. It just is their policy that I wasn't aware of.
They're like, we'll exchange it, basically.
Yeah, we'll give-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things are not the way they used to be. Like, I hate to sound like an old person, but I feel like when you were young, like quality brands, like they don't care about us.
Somebody's been vintage tea shopping.
It's me.
She's like, these old T-shirts.
They don't care about us. I feel like Nordstrom used to be able to return anything, and now they're kind of like, they get kind of nasty.
Well, your name's in the system.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
we abuse Nordstrom's return policy. That's why. I
Oh,
remember buying
yeah.
things from other stores and knowing that I couldn't return it back to them. So I'd go to Nordstrom's and Nordstrom's would take it even though it wasn't something I bought at Nordstrom's.
Now they're strict. It has to have the little Nordstrom sticker on it.
Yeah, for good reason because I abused them. I
Oh my
abused
God.
them for years.
I want to go in and steal one of those sticker pads. That'd be awesome.
I feel like it would have to be it'd have to be a sticker that is associated with the specific item.
I knew a girl from open mics back in the day who, and she's fine now. I think she's regular now, but she knew all the Urban Outfitters like sale. You know how Urban Outfitters would do like crazy sales, like things would be cut down. Like you'd be like, oh my God, this is $7. I spent, $75 on it last week. She like knew when the sales were happening and stuff. So she would go to different places and like buy them. She had this whole hustle of like buying and returning that was like to the point where it's like, that can't like, if you break down like per hour what you're making, it can't be that much money for the amount of like different locations and shit she would go to. But I was very guilty of, I would test drive, especially when I was first doing like Chelsea Lately and all of these like panel TV shows. Because I was making not that much money and I was pretty broke. I would like fly out and I'd basically break even on what I was making on the show for my flight. And then I have to get an outfit and I want to look cute. I'm on TV. So I would like get an outfit, wear it, and then return it.
Yeah, I feel
yeah.
like that's fine. I feel like we all did that.
With our
because-
pits though?
Yeah.
I did that when I was on at midnight.
Yeah.
I would order from Revolve, wear it, and return it.
Oh my God.
And I'm definitely on a
Revolve.
list with them.
A revolving door. We are Revolve. No, Revolve is the one I've definitely like made their money back for when you've done that because that Revolve is where I keep ordering 2 of these expensive
We're
ass
in net
sweaters and
even
shit.
for Revolve.
We're gonna all just have to dress like twins a bunch, not because I'm like being codependent, but because I've literally ordered the same thing so many times. So you're welcome, Revolve.
It makes me so mad. Like I got fruit from Whole Foods last week and the raspberries, you get them home, they're like there's mold in them.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in my 20s, I had the energy to return fruit. At 35, like it's just a loss. I'm like, I can't even afford to buy fruit because so much of it is not good and I'm not going back in the store and returning it, even though I should.
Raspberries are a very delicate fruit. They go bad pretty quickly.
But to get home, it's like
But also, Esther, I mean, not to like This isn't your fault but you have to be Asian about the way you choose fruit. I sit there and I stare at fruit. You ever see those old Asian grandmas, the way they look at fruit, the way they suss it out, the way they like bring it to the light? They feel it. You have to choose it carefully.
I know. My mom and dad are both really good at that. Like I've seen my dad just like pull out a chair at the Costco blueberry section. He's got different glasses on, like he's opening, and it almost like caused me anxiety. Where then Dave,
He puts on like a jeweler.
yeah, no, he's so good. And like literally, when my dad has gotten Costco blueberries, I'm like, I know these are going to be the best fucking blueberries anyone could ever find. And then Dave is the opposite. I literally joke about this like with my family privately behind his back that this
In front of camera.
that Dave buys his fruit like this. Because he comes home with like the nastiest, most bruised. Like whenever I'm like, no bruises. Let's just start there. Let's try that. Like he sucks at it. But
Don't strangle the grapes before you get them.
But now, almost like how if I was the child of like a famous, like a very talented like actor or something, like I get so much anxiety when it comes to picking out fruit because I'm like I could never follow in my parents.
Oh yes,
I'll
yes,
never be
yes.
as good as them.
But I used to think it was just a guy thing that you guys just didn't know how to choose fruit correctly. But basically, like if because I when I order like Instacart and I look at someone's face, like the person doing my shopping for me, immediately I know if I'm getting good fruit or shit fruit. Like if it's a guy, 90%,
You look at their face like you're looking at the fruit. You're like, hold it up to the light. Like,
It's true. If it's an older person and they have like a foreign name, I'm like, my fruit's gonna be incredible. If I have some 25-year-old like Scott, my fruit is coming in
Scott with
smushed
one
and
T.
moldy.
Scott with one T is gonna fuck you up.
You're
okay?
not wrong, dude. In the pandemic, you guys know my friend John. Like he was once going to. It was like the first 2 weeks of the pandemic. He was going to the grocery store, and I was like, "Please, all I need, get me garlic." He comes over. He has onions. He's like, here's your. I'm like, men don't know the difference between garlic and onions. They're so. How is that possible? Can you imagine that?
I don't think we can say all men because I think you have to kind of like look at this and no, but you have to look at this situation because like, would you rather get food delivered from me or Todd? Okay, Todd is a man and I am a woman. Would you
point.
rather get food delivered? And I think you know the answer. I think we all know the answer.
Okay.
Who's gonna get you the better food?
Okay, but I have an argument against that because women, we do have literal better brains for details or something about like we have to keep the baby safe. We have something in
Keep
us.
the baby cute.
I actually think I 100% believe if you were going to go pick out fruit, I think you could do a good job.
If it was for an art project or something, like if someone was like,
Yeah, if you
all right,
wanted to.
if it was for something that wasn't, I just don't,
If you care.
I don't care about, like, I'm not a chef. I'm not like, I eat like when I remember.
I go like this.
I eat. Like I don't. It's not like
Gobbling
I'm not.
mode.
I don't like overcooked
Gobbling
salmon. I don't like.
This is what you did.
That's how I feel. I just shove. I shove.
Wait,
And
I would look if Todd was if Todd was my Instacart guy. I would put
looks
his
as-
picture to the light and be like, is he Asian?
or is he Hispanic?
Yeah, I can't tell. But if there's like, if I decide that he's Asian, I'd be like, oh, I'm
Little
getting good
trust.
fruit. Yeah, there's some trust here.
but the
Oh my
name
gosh.
Todd is definitely a red flag. Like it would not be good.
No, because Filipinos like to name their kids like the whitest names ever. Asians love white names.
No, his mom can't say Todd. It's Ta. We keep saying Todd and I was like, we're gonna build an empire.
That's so cute.
I love her so much. I'm like so excited to be like mixing in on this Asian lifestyle here. I'm like
So jealous.
I'm like, I just love his mom, his crazy sister, his crazy aunts. Like, it's so good.
I feel that way too about Dave's parents where I'm like, oh, I'm finally getting like loving Jewish parents who are proud of me, who think I'm special, who laugh when I say
Your
something.
parents are obsessed with you. You're so crazy. Your dad laughs at everything you say.
They're like, they look down on me. Like, I think they're excited that I have success, but they just look at me like this little like speck of dust.
You got that from them.
I feel like that's
Is it a shit pile feeling? Not to bring up episode 1.
Oh my god. Episode 1 cut to a clip.
Oh my god.
But I will say I'm dedicating this summer to committing to a lifestyle of fruit. I really want to pick out.
Is this you coming out? You're like, I'm a fruit.
I want to pick out good fruit. I want to be confident about it. I want to have amazing blueberries and strawberries. I want to be a berry household.
Is this you saying you're having your dad come move to your house?
He's moving in.
Todd got a bunch of fruit because Todd's always like, I'm gonna go to the grocery store. Do you want anything? It's always when I'm on the road or something, and I'm like, yeah, just something healthy. And so he gets for himself like Oreos, Doritos, and then he gets me like grapes, bananas. I was eating some grapes that he got, and they were so good today. And he was like, I've never seen that before. I was like, what? He's like, you eating fruit? I'm like, you're such a piece of shit.
I can't believe you live with someone who eats Doritos and Oreos. That sounds really difficult.
But it's not. But
I want to hold space for you.
No, but can I tell you, it's so like kind of pathetic to watch someone eat like that, where you're just like, this is, and he's just so young. I mean, he's 29, so it's like I'm looking at him like, this is not, and he's already like gets like stomach. I'm like, this is crazy. You're doing this.
Remember
when I was smoking weed, it was bad. When I was smoking weed, it was.
Bobby stayed at my place while I wasn't there, and he stayed at my place for like 2 weeks, and I came back and the whole cupboard was choco. I don't know if you know what choco pie is, but it's like an Asian like dessert, but it's like every single flavor, matcha choco pie, like boxes and boxes and boxes. And under my bathroom sink, all like the cheapest like Axe products.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm like, I cannot believe.
Well,
like,
he didn't bring girls over. He had nothing to offer them.
But I just was like, the amount of snacks that he was able to accumulate like in 2 weeks, I was shocked by.
Well, I have somehow detached that type of codependency. Like I've gotten over that where it's like we have to eat the same things. It's gone.
So brave.
But it took a long time. I mean, I've had boyfriends where I'm like, we can't eat like this. We can't eat like this.
But do you have so here's where it gets a little difficult for me. Like one of the most bonding things I can do with a partner, especially when we first meet, is like bond over food. Like eating is such a joy for me, especially when someone likes the same stuff as me. So that's where it becomes a problem because we have this thing that we love to do together. Right, yeah. So even when the whole conversation of like, we can't keep doing this, we got to start eating healthy, like it never happens and you just both balloon together.
No, but Todd has restraint. He stops. He stops eating. It's so annoying.
What's that like?
It's just so annoying too because it's like, all right, are we going to get fat together? Oh no, I'm going to get fat next to you while you like dabble in some snacks.
I'm actually relieved to hear you guys say this because I always joke like, I'm like, me and Dave have so much in common. We both love to eat. Like we're so similar, but like that is something we bond over. And I'm always like, everyone fucking eats. But also my mom is like that where she can have like 3 chips and put the bag away.
How do people do that?
I don't know. It's
like a chip clip. I've never owned a chip clip. I don't need a chip clip.
Oh, I buy the clips. They just never get used.
I've never needed a chip clip in my life.
Why are they wet today? Did you lube them up for us? Aren't they so lube? I can speak
for Andres and say he did not lube them up for us. It's definitely not what he did. He was cleaning them. He probably did clean them. Did you think they were dirty?
Fancy, do you eat vegetables?
Sure.
Which kind? Not potato is not it.
But potatoes. Well, look, my wife is from the south, and I went to a restaurant
of Spain.
No, south of here, South Carolina.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Is she white?
I always thought she was Spanish.
Well, that would have been a fun twist.
We went to a restaurant.
You just had a black wife you didn't tell us about?
No.
It means nothing, guys. Everyone can marry everyone, obviously, but it is fun when someone brings their significant other and they're not.
No, I'm the exotic one.
You're the exotic one.
In this situation. And we went to a restaurant where like all the veggies were things like this: mac and cheese, bacon wrapped asparagus. So all of the vegetarian section had all this meat and things like that. So I thought, okay, I understand.
That's like
now.
In Illinois, a salad bar has Jell-O. Why? That's not a salad. Like it has Jell-O.
It's cow hooves. Isn't that what Jell-O is?
What?
Cow hooves.
Oh yeah, Jello is like a hot girl food.
Well,
now.
collagen,
I
yeah.
forgot. Wait, Andres, I've heard that you, like, basically like you cook, you clean, like you kind of do it all at home. Is that true? It's a rumor I heard.
Well, we divide the work.
Okay.
But yeah, I do a lot of that.
When she has a kid too, she's got to do that.
Yeah, she does a lot of the kid.
So no on the vegetables, just unless they're wrapped up in mac and cheese.
Look, I can do it. It's not my favorite thing.
And Fancy, you need it. I'm so sorry, but you need it in your diet. We want you to live long.
I like Bobby's diet, you know.
But some people
What,
don't. It doesn't.
nicotine and fucking ash.
But I'll tell you something.
No, just
I'll tell you
steak
something.
and-
There is a myth about all this stuff too, because yes, we should try to be healthy on the off chance that our
Oh,
bodies are those bodies.
God, is this
But
gonna
no,
be
can
Jordan
I just
Peterson,
tell you-
red
oh
meat
my-
diet rhetoric? I'm gonna fucking. I'm walking
Jordan
off.
Jordan Peterson wouldn't let people be fat.
No,
He wouldn't even have in this discussion. He'd be
I think
like,
it's Michaela.
No, she made him
No,
go on
they're-
the all meat diet.
no, they
yeah.
do the carnivore diet.
Yeah.
No, I watch like two. I
Minutes?
listened to 2 podcasts about carnivore diet, and
No,
then was,
diarrhea
I
for a
was
month
scared.
sounds fun.
I was scared of vegetables for a while. I told you guys this.
Yeah.
I was like, I listened to 2 podcasts about it, and I got. I'm so easily convinced of things. I was like, oh my god, they're like, why? You know, vegetables would taste good if we were supposed to eat them. I was like, oh my god, you're right, they're poison. It's like the vegetables are poison. They don't want us to eat it, so they're putting poison out because they want to survive. And I'm like, you're right. And this was not a Michaela Peterson. It was like just some, I don't know.
Wait, there
how I got
is.
on the-
That is kind of interesting because
But it was like, what in your body? But so anyway, so I'm like, I completely am buying this. And I'm like, I guess now my only option is to go on the carnivore diet, even though I didn't want to. I just was like, oh, I'll listen to a thing about it. And I was like, I don't want to. But then I was like, I'm going to die. I'm supposed to live to 120. They're taking my life by eating these poisonous vegetables. And then I started like looking at different carnivore people and being like, okay. And there was one thing about it that made me so grossed out that I was like, I'm just not going to do it. They said that your muscle starts to feel jellyish. And I said, I can't. That I don't want.
why does that happen?
I don't know why. And I didn't read more into it, but I was looking for one thing to get out of it. And that was the thing.
Found it.
But there was a while where Todd was like, you have to eat the vegetables. He's like, how old are these people? Todd goes,
Todd was forcing you to eat your veggies.
Todd was like, what are they, 5 years old? They don't want to eat their vegetables because they don't taste good?
But that's actually not even true because like that whole argument of like, well, if we were supposed to eat it, why does it taste so bad? Babies eat straight up raw, like carrots, all of this mushed apple, everything without any complaint. And I've seen like my friends' kids when they're babies just grab it and love it. It's when we get a little bit older that we have choices that are like, you know, might be a little bit more exciting for our palate that we're like, oh, like vegetables is actually like not as cool as this.
I do
But
like the taste of vegetables.
me too. I
could
love
bite
it.
into a tomato. I enjoy it.
But broccoli, you know, there's certain ones that I can't have anymore because it does cause like, you know,
Painful gas.
asshole bleeding.
Painful gas.
Yeah, and I think that there are inflammatory vegetables. Like I love onions, can't have them. I love.
Oh, I can't have onions, and I really can't have onions. I can't have, like, I have to have minimal garlic. It's really sad.
bell peppers, nightshades.
Yep. I have that too.
fuck me
It's called
up.
something. It's something. It's a type
I
of.
don't know what it is, but it fucks me
It's a
up.
thing. I
I
have that
shit
too.
blood like without fail.
I
I'm gonna shit
cannot
blood.
imagine life without onions. Not to sound like the grossest girl in the room, but like I just
This explains a lot of your smells.
like onions and garlic are very important to the Jewish diet. Like that's not.
I agree with that. I wish my body agreed with onions more because I love onion flavor. I love garlic flavor. I garlic's okay with me. It's more like the nightshades, like tomatoes.
Onion, I cannot. If it's cooked onion, I can cut it. Raw onion, which I love the taste of, it will ruin my life.
What about bell peppers?
Bell peppers hurt me, but I will, like, if I have raw onions, like, I will like elevate off. I will like fart myself off the couch. Like, I would be like up here. Like,
Well, that's okay. So I do allow myself like the you know the inflammatory foods, but I cannot have made plans that night. I have
need
to be
a couple
alone in
days
the
off,
house.
A couple days off. I have acidic, like your shit, when your shit is like
And it
it's
burns.
poison and burns. And
And my pee burns.
where are you putting that? Where are you putting that in?
Me and Dave, like we totally bond over. We love extra garlic, extra
I like
onion.
garlic too. Garlic
You
I
do?
will do.
Okay.
But are you one of these people like there's some people and to me it's like I think my body would like shut down and I would die. I'd fall to the ground. Some people eat onions like apples.
No, they don't.
I swear to God.
No, they
I've
don't.
seen it.
Yes.
No, what are you? No, they don't.
I think
Yes,
they did that
do.
during the pandemic when they lost their sense of smell.
No, a lot of people did.
No. There's no way humans eat.
Yes.
I guess
Let me
they
see
do.
this. Why? Because they like it? No, this is like a.
No, I've seen people do it. I was on a podcast with a guy who was just eating. They just like them. I think it's good for you if you don't have whatever our.
That
that we
is
have.
shocking.
But what I was gonna say before was, there are so many people that you see that live very long and they eat Doritos and they eat bad stuff.
Yeah.
It really is just like how your genes are gonna be
Oh.
affected by it.
Bro, my grandma doesn't even eat food. She just drinks and smokes cigarettes, and she's in her
She hot?
80s. She's.
She sounds so hot.
So it's like I look at that and
I want to go goblin mode on your grandma.
I'm like, your life choices can't really always matter that much.
No,
You just have to
sometimes-
choose like what am I going to be stressed out if I'm dieting all the time?
Right.
Yes,
And cause
because that's
stress
the
on my
point.
body.
You can eat all the perfect foods, exercise, do everything right, but if you're living like a really high stress life, like your telomeres will shorten, and then there you go. It's like
Yeah.
you're killing yourself from the
Uh-huh.
inside. So what's the point?
Whitney was talking about that. I remember, especially in the beginning of COVID, and she was so right. She's like, everyone who's over stressing about it, like you're making yourself less healthy. Like if you just sort of,
I'm so glad she had that take because if she didn't let us over at that beautiful mansion, I would have had the shittiest pandemic.
I know,
I'm so glad she was like,
opened her home. to
Not to pivot into anything super corny, but this is super corny. But have you guys heard that there are 2 new love languages?
No.
what are they?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Are they? Is the love language here new love
So
language?
the 5 existing.
I think I have that one.
Me too.
So the 5 ones that we already know are physical touch, gift giving, quality time, words of affirmation, and what's the 5th one?
Acts of service.
Acts of
Acts of
service.
Wait, do we
right?
guess? Do you give us hints? This is insane breaking news.
But one of them is really good, and I think it's mine.
Is it sex?
No,
Is it getting your butt
Okay,
cheeks
so one
red
of
and
them
jizzed on your ass
is
and then chucks the
shared
picture?
new experiences.
Shared new experience.
Oh, that's
really
so sweet.
But that I think last time would have been like in quality time. That would have been.
Yes,
Yeah.
that could have just fallen under quality,
Right,
but it's
but I like that.
specifically new experiences
that.
together, doing things for the first time together that none of you had
Love that.
had done before. The second one is emotional security, and this means feeling safe, feeling seen, and feeling listened to.
Oh,
Yeah, I have that one,
these are the best. This is like when the M&Ms added the blue flavor. Like, this is the when the new thing fucking makes everything better. Those are so good. Those
they
are
good?
so good.
You are a blue M&M. You. She's obviously the green M&M.
Oh,
horny
green's my
one.
favorite slutty one.
Green's my favorite color.
The horny M&M.
Shared new experiences is great. That is really
What
fun.
are some new experiences?
Escape room.
That is.
I've already been, but
Or like maybe going to a place together,
Traveling
traveling
somewhere new.
together.
Yeah.
Trying a new restaurant together, watching a new movie together, like something that, like a lot of times, like in my relationship, it's like, oh, you got to watch this movie. Yeah, but you've already seen it. Oh, I don't care. I'll watch it again. Like that doesn't.
I had my friend Ed Bassmaster's in town, who's like, he's just like the funniest. He does all these pranks and stuff. He's from Philly, and he does all these different characters. And we went to the Comedy Store, and he like, the clip will probably be out before this comes out, I'm sure. But so he like comes out like while I'm on stage, he just walks out, and one of his characters like from behind the curtain, like, and it's just so funny.
What did he do?
Nothing. He just like walked out. It was just funny and weird and awkward, but it's really fun to do stuff with him because he just is so, he comes to LA every once in a while and he's very good at like, he collaborates with a lot of people. He's done a lot of stuff with like Chelsea Lynn and Paige. He collaborates with a lot of people, which I admire a lot. And he also is just like all about being funny. It's like, what could be the funniest thing? And he goes in and out of these characters. I love watching people, you know, working with Sacha Baron Cohen too. Like when you see how people kind of like maneuver in and out of the character and stuff. But it was just, it's been so fun. I just love little funny artist people.
That sounds like you're very creatively energized by
I
it.
am creatively energized by it.
I love that feeling.
You know who we had on Tiger Belly on Monday was Young Gravy.
I just met him. I love him.
I love him.
Wait.
He said he would do this show, by the way. He is such a bright, beautiful thing.
I love him so much. I met him at VCon and I didn't realize he's from Minnesota.
Is that VaginaCon?
Yeah.
What is VCon?
Gary V has like a convention that I did stand up at.
Oh, that's so. I did not know you did that.
He's like a Minnesota boy, so I just love him.
But he's also like a MILF hunter. Like it started off as like a novelty, but like he really does like, older women. Didn't he date like Addison Rae's mom?
That was funny when he showed up to a thing with her. That was great.
No, but they actually dated.
I love it.
They were like, yeah, but I really, really like him.
Yeah, we should have him on. How was he on Tiger Belly?
So good. So great.
He has such a fun energy.
I think we'd have so much fun with him. And he's super open.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh,
but I'd
is
throw
there
that out there.
is there a vibe?
How
I
old
don't
is
think
he?
there's a vibe. Bobby just totally like got in there and said, no. Like he cock blocked me.
How old is he? I'm sorry. I'm sure Addison Rae tried
27.
to cock rock that too.
27.
27. Okay.
Yeah. Because I told him that, this tattoo right here, this cover up, it's of, the original tattoo underneath it is Matt. It's the name Matt.
Matt Rife.
And,
From when you and Matt Rife dated.
and so he was like, oh, like, can I claim like that Matt was actually like me? And Bobby's like, enough, no. And he cock blocked.
Bobby, you don't get to cock block.
Also, we do need to have Matt Rife on. Did you know that he just broke the record for selling out 6 Chicago theaters and 6 Radio City?
That's wild.
Oh my god!
I know. Like that little baby. We need to have him on. And
I know. I've known him so
torture
long.
him.
So
I know. Yeah.
So cute.
He's such a sweet kid.
He
Like
is a
he's
good
so
guy.
sweet. The last time I saw him, I could tell he was like having a lot of fan interactions lately. Because like I ran into him, and when he said good, like we were in the Comedy Store parking lot.
He gave you prayer hands.
No, he was like, get home safe. It was like so.
He's always like that. He's
Really?
I was supposed to go to Barry's boot camp with Matt for like 3 years. It's like a text out of us being like, yeah, I'll get there. Meet you there.
Oh, I think we should have a shared new like exercise experience, maybe.
Yeah.
Not berries, because we've all done berries. But maybe
It almost
something
feels
else.
new at this point if we did Barry's for so long.
That is true. It's been a while.
I already tried this, but The Class. Have you guys heard of it?
Oh, yeah.
I tried it in New York. They have it here in Santa Monica, but like that was a really weird new workout experience. But I tried it already, but I do recommend it. I'm trying to think of one I have. Is Solid Core something? I see that.
What about, this isn't like new to exercise, but I don't know. What about aerial yoga?
I've never
done that.
That would be crazy
I've obviously never done that.
because you're too little to jump up on the thing. I'll have to hoist you up on the thing.
So scary.
Yeah, but
so
you would
fun.
be so great. You're a dancer.
A dancer?
You're a dancer.
Maybe we get a private teacher, film it so that everyone else can enjoy.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds fun.
I
have shit shoulders,
down,
but
yes.
yeah, I'm down.
Oh my God, no, this is so annoying because she's like, no, we can't film it. I won't be perfect at it, but she will.
Well, no, I can't even lift up.
You can't lift. That's good. You and Bobby broke up. Can't lift him up anymore. David tell us the best joke is I love reverse cowgirl because the girl looks like she's getting up to run away.
Who said that?
David tell.
Oh.
No, Bobby is a very like Christian boy. There's only 2 things we can do because Doggy is out unless he's wearing these platform heels. Like he's not.
Which you would
Get him
prefer.
an Apple box.
I know. So so
Grab him from a set. We know there's Apple boxes on your sets.
Oh yeah.
For you,
In my
little
car. I sit on one.
we were very honest. We did a very like honest appraisal of our like height issues like up front. I'm like, okay, there's certain things that we just cannot do. So either Mish, like super Christian, or
Oh, I like
like,
calling it Mish.
yeah, Mish, and then me on top, and it's always gonna be me on top because like the
Everything
man
you say
smoked-
sounds like an Asian thing. Me on top.
me on top.
Mish me on top.
Have you? Okay, I'm gonna ask a really fucked up question.
Oh my God. I can't wait to see what she thinks is fucked up.
So you said like, Bobby's back in town, like you've seen him, he's been to your place. Like, has there been any like vibes?
Sexual?
Yeah. Cause I could really see that and I'm just curious.
What the fuck are you doing? You're crazy. That is insane. This is the master manipulator. What are you trying to do right now?
I'm not trying to do anything.
You're trying to get her back with Bobby right now?
No, I'm not. I'm completely objective. I'm curious.
It's their vibes. Like there's cuddle vibes.
Okay. Well, oh
Like
my God.
we watch movies together.
This is breaking news.
Is it? I think.
There's nothing breaking about that.
Yeah.
The only thing breaking is the internet, is Reddit.
Oh yeah.
No, like we watch. We still like lean on each other. Like if he's like on the couch, like laying down, like I'm
They're
leaned
still
up against
squishy,
his belly. Like there's still some squishy. Like we're really like close. But I don't think there's necessarily like vibes like, ooh, this could turn into something.
But when you guys get into like serious relationships, are you gonna still be squishy with each other?
They can't.
I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
I don't think they would want to. I'm speaking for her and him. I'm their attorney.
I hung out with my friend Nick again last night. He got
Which
a girlfriend.
Nick? Oh,
spearfishing.
right.
By the way, can I just
So he's
tell
off the
you,
market?
He's the king. Everything that he's done, he's working on Olivia Rodrigo's his third music video with her.
Oh my God.
He is so good. He's
What? He's a
blowing up.
designer.
He's a set designer.
Is
Yeah.
he in love?
I don't know. I think he's
I think that
I don't know.
but why are Nicks hot though?
Yeah, he's so handsome.
Why are Nicks
It's a
generally like
He's so
a hot
tall,
boy
dresses
name?
good.
Like Nicholas is a hot boy.
He smells the way you would like.
It's
What's he
very
smell?
He's a
boy.
little stinky, but in a way that you would like.
Ooh, just a slight
'Cause he's been
BO.
working. Yeah, he's like been working.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I like a little funk. I'm not
But I
scared
love
of it.
him. He's so good. I'm wondering if he cares that I'm talking about him like this, but can't help it. Sorry. I decided last night that I'm done with caffeine because I was thinking about.
Wait, hold on.
I was done. I started again, obviously.
When? I need to update.
2 days after. I get so tired. It's so hard. You know our lives. Like I've been on the road like 3 days a month. So it's like I'm in different time. I mean, three weekends a month. So like I'm in different time zones all the time. It's like I'm so tired. It's so hard to not go to caffeine.
What's really fucked is I thought you meant 3 days a month because that's what I am. And I'm like, yeah, it is hard.
But can
It's
I have
it's still the same amount of travel, but it's not as hard.
So I used to be like a 6 ventis a day kind of girl. Like I slammed coffee. I couldn't do one thing if I didn't have a big coffee in hand. And the reason that I feel so much better today is because, okay, maybe I don't have that big burst of energy, but at least my energy is consistent throughout the day. Like I'm able to do it just about everything until it's time to go to bed, right?
And you can take a nap. You can take a nap. You can there's things you
exactly.
can do.
Even if it's a 20-minute nap.
Right.
But when I was drinking so much coffee, it was like I couldn't even think about doing a single task without like a big burst of caffeine. It was so my energy level was up, down, up, down, up, down.
That's
throughout
exactly
the
how
whole
I
day.
feel. And I think the nocturnal panic attacks, that is like, it's like residual anxiety from throughout the day of having this like up and down. And I'm just now looking about like, how can I maximize my time? How can I like use my time well? Because there's a lot of projects that I'm starting right now that I'm excited to do. They don't feel like I have to do them for once in my life. So I'm like, all right, I want to actually like focus my time on these things. Where do I waste my time? Not only with the ups and downs and being exhausted and not sleeping right, but I go to the coffee shop, I talk to people, I use that as like a break to go places. You know? Like, I'm going, and so it's like, I just need to, that's like a half an hour.
Are you saying you're back on coffee and you don't want to be?
I stopped again today.
What were
I had
you
this epiphany last
I'm
night.
like I get off so hard on talking about like you saying you drink 6 ventis. I'm like, because for me it is fully an addiction. It's like fun. I'm like into all the badness of it. Like, what were you doing before you quit?
Okay, I decided I hate coffee. Like I was like, for the past, like before I quit drinking coffee with the cluster headaches, I was getting cold brews, and I would get nothing in it, just black coffee. I don't want any like sweetener and things. I don't like to drink sugar like that. So I'm just getting coffee. It sucks. I'm forcing myself to drink it. I'm dehydrated. My jaw's tight. It's just like, I'm not enjoying the experience of it. So then when I got the cluster headaches and I couldn't drink coffee, I was like, okay, great. This is like, it's done. It's over. Then I was like, I'm tired. Oh, I don't want coffee. I'll get like a matcha. And then I was like, oh, but I really want like that coffee feeling. So I would get like a double shot of espresso. So it was just done. And then I get a matcha. And then like later in the day, I'd have like Red Bulls and stuff.
Oh, so you don't even treat coffee like I used to treat it as like it felt like a treat to me.
Yeah.
Something that tasted good, something like a little snack I could have like multiple times a day.
Yes, like a joy. Yes. Oh yeah.
But if you're
A
at that
latte.
point where you feel like you just have to take it down so that you get that
Right. And it just
level of
wasn't. And I
energy.
don't know how to like optimize that correctly. Like
I
you know.
have a pitch, which I have, like, I think it was Michael Pollan, like someone smart, like a sciencey person. He was like, I know the perfect way to do coffee, but it's really hard and probably no one can do it. But it's you have a cup every other day, because then you like wean off of it that second day so that then the caffeine high hits harder every time you have it.
Right.
Like, because that is, I bet, of course, when you took off from having your cluster headaches of caffeine and then you came back to it, was it just like sunshine and miracles feeling?
I mean, I was jacked. I mean, but like a double espresso too. It was like, it's fun to take a shot.
Like,
It's fun. It's like
When
the only
you-
shot I can still take.
when you take a break from caffeine and then go back to it, it is,
But it's overwhelming. It's like too much because I don't manage things well. I go crazy. I go overboard.
Fancy, what do we have here?
Well, I was asking GPT about going gobbling mode, but I don't think it knows.
also, I think it's Goblin, Goblin.
That's the problem.
Oh,
with ChatGPT and
Goblin.
me.
But you know what? That
with
worked.
Gobbling.
Gobbling,
But it worked.
gobbling is like like eating, like choking on something.
By the way,
Goblin,
they both
Yeah,
work. They both work.
like gobble a dick. That's it right there.
Maybe I shouldn't talk to ChatGPT. Well, I had the same reaction as most people, but
What's gobbling mode? I can show you that. I can show.
Oh my God.
I don't do goblin mode, but I can do gobbling.
You guys, thank you so much for listening. We love you. And what a really on theme episode today. We really made the most of the robots. We talked all about it. So if you're just waking up, you know,
Are you you're pro AI?
I have I just don't understand it enough to have a strong opinion of it. But like,
Ooh, they're gonna get you then.
I do feel like
They understand you.
if it kills us, we're all in it together. I'm not going to solve it. I'm not going to stress about it. Like, I just know what happened to my life when I was so afraid of COVID coming, that like that didn't.
I did not believe you. Remember when you called me? I was like, "Shut up, bitch! So annoying." She's like, "Seriously, look at Italy." I'm like, "Look at Italy. You want to look at Italy?"
But like that didn't do anything except fuck up my last few months before, you know, the world shut down. So I'm
Yeah.
like, if AI is going to take our oxygen or whatever and kill us all, like I'm not going to be researching about it, and like I'll be fine.
As of now, I think it's pretty cool. I like to I think we have to evolve with the things that are happening. I'm not gonna be one of those people that like fights what's like happening, but it could be cool. Could help us with things.
Yeah, it could turn shit wild, but you know, TBD, I guess. But also, if it starts to kill us, like I want to be the first round of people that goes out. I don't want to be a survivor. Like, take me out early.
Okay, and put that into chat.
It's listening. Don't worry, it's listening.
Unfortunately, they bring Bobby with because it's right there. All right, sluggies.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.